Yo, what is up, you guys? So I've had a lot of people recently DM me on Discord and in game about my strategy, how I'm playing, and how I've reached where I am at currently. For those of you guys who know me in game, I'm currently 39-0, climbing for Warlord. I did start at 1500 this season on this character. As you can see, I have no prior seasons on this Life Wizard. I'm 39-0, starting 1500. I have not lost a match yet. It is possible I will lose in the future, but today I'm going to be explaining you the strategy on how I got to this point. I'm going to build my deck so you guys can understand why I pack certain cards, and kind of get a reason about how I play in matches on my life specifically. Now, if you guys want strategies that are next to unbeatable, whatever, on other schools in the future, please let me know, and I can make those videos in the future. But for today, this is going to be how I've gone without losing up to this point on my Life Wizard in 5th Age PvP. I'm going to quickly just run through my stats, and then I'm going to show you the gear that I'm currently running for the best setup on a Life. Of course, you're going to be running the Burrow hat from the pack. Unfortunately, the way Life is built right now, if you do not have Burrow gear, you are going to lose. You are going to run maybe 1 to next to 0 shads. I mean, you're just going to be at a statistical disadvantage in basically every matchup. Obviously, you can still win a little bit in some matchups, but I do not recommend that if you cannot get anywhere near the meta gear I'm going to be showing this video to even bother trying to play. Burrow hat with the 29 outgoing pen socketed, very standard. The robe, this is something I recently switched to, but I found it's much better, is the Burrow robe with a 5% balance accuracy socketed. Now, if you do not have this, I would run the Live the Nightmare coat. This is a very good alternative option. It is a free-to-play option since this is in the gauntlet, but I would say running those 3-piece shads with the Burrow robe is competitively better. This is something I switched to recently, and you just have such an advantage in certain matchups having that extra shad. You can outshad people like crazy. Again, Burrow boots, of course, very standard, 29 outgoing socketed pen, and another 5% balance accuracy pen socketed. Now, some of you guys probably know what I'm going to be going for with that. The wand doesn't really matter. You're going to run any variation of the Aeon wand. Does not really matter which one. The Athame, again, is going to be the Thrilling Skyfarer's Athame with the 7% accuracy socketed on the outgoing. The Amulet is the Lively Nightmare Amulet, another free-to-play option. And then the ring is the Thrilling Skyfarer band. Now, if you guys do not have the Athame or the ring, you can use the Void, the 160 Void from the Dragonspire raid. You can use that. You'll be at a slight disadvantage, but it is still very viable. Please do not DM me asking for free-to-play options, because unfortunately right now there's very limited free-to-play options that you can run on a Life, just because of the nature of how good the pack gear is. You're going to just simply be at a disadvantage. For the pet, I am running this pet as you see on screen. Now, you do not have to ward. You can either run the Death Ward with no Storm Ward. This is also a very good pet. Or you can run the Mighty Medic pet, also extremely good. The thing about the Mighty Medic is you don't need Breaker with this gear, because you are only 1 pierce under the stat cap, which is not a big deal. So you do have the ability to ward, double ward, triple ward if you don't want a medic, stuff like that. As you can see, but with medic, I do have 93 outgoing, extremely good. Perfect pips, 3-piece shads, 84 piece serve, and the normal Arc Mastery that everyone's going to have with the Arc Mastery deck. So that is the best gear in max level PvP for a Life Wizard right now, in my opinion. So now I'm going to go ahead and build my deck with you guys and explain some of the things that I pack and why. So first off, I'm going to start off with the Ice School spells. Now, I do pack 2 Volcanic Shields. The reason I do not pack Thermix is because you don't need Ice set shields, because with the just natural low DPP that they have and your ability to heal on a Life, you will out damage them. You don't need set shields. You do not have to worry about that at all. The only other spells for ice that I am packing in main deck is 4 Glacial Fortresses and 3 Jin's Vexations. Now, the reason Glacial Fortress, obviously, because you're going to fight people who have heal counters and just normal weaknesses, you can take them off with. And specifically, the Jin's Vexation is mainly for balances, because if you use, Glacial Fortress, they can use Hydra and counter all of your shields. But Jin's Vexation is really good against balance and death, because of the way they have poison and stuff like that. You can very easily counter 3-folds, because you do have a lot of weakness counters in your main deck. which are again reshuffleable. So for the life spells, I do pack 2 legend shields, again for death. They are good for myth, OT myth specifically. You're not really going to need set shields against PvE myth, just the way it goes. I do pack 1 dryad still, even though these spells are going to be sanctioned before in the next content update. This is the deck as of right now. I will make another video when the actual update goes through, but as of right now, I'm packing 1 dryad. Of course, max damage bubbles, max sanctuaries. There's no reason not to do that. I pack 5 of the Burrowing Banes. Of course, unfortunately, this is only in packs right now. Again, if you do not have the spell, I would not recommend you even attempting to play life PvP. This is a must needed spell for life to be able to compete. And then beyond that, I'm packing 3 Ondi's Naturalism because of just the way they interact with traps around shields. I'm packing 2 hidden bubbles. Of course, just having those extra bubbles is nice, and in certain situations, a hidden bubble is way better than a normal bubble. I'm packing 5 Lamasus. Now, some of you guys might be asking, why are you packing 5 Lamasus? Well, one, I'm running 3P shads, so in most of my matchups, I'm going to be outshading my opponent. And having, these spammable shads is nice. Of course, there's no heal utility on this, so if the opponent either tries to steal, clockwork, or just no normal 6-pip ramp your heal off, they will not have a heal on this, and it is an even amount. You don't have to worry about P-serve. You can just honestly spam these, especially in combo with the Burrowing Bane. You can do these 2 very well and do a lot of damage on a life wizard. Now, I do still pack 6 satyrs. The reason I do this is because of balance specifically. You can just heal off their burns, and if you can heal off the burns, you will essentially win bubble, because if you have the bubble pet and 2 hidden bubbles and 8 main deck bubbles, you will heal off all of their normal burns. You will outbubble them and outbubble their gazes, especially if you play around reshuffle, and you have a very easy time in that matchup specifically because of those spells. I'm packing 3 caterpillars, of course, because there's some schools that still have a struggle with removing heal overtimes, and again, you have 3P shads, so you'll be getting shads very quickly, and you will be able to spam these shads together. I'm packing 2 regenerates because I don't like spamming overtime heals, because I don't like to have to worry about a counter, because if they do something at Triton, then you have to do something in reaction, which is just, in the end, if you have a situation where you can regen, it's nice because you still have them, but you're not relying on regen. I'm packing 3 Earthwalkers as my OT counter. I do like these in main just because of the way I cycle. I like to cycle my main deck very hard, and I like to shuffle a lot. Even in normal matchups where the opponent might not even shuffle throughout the entire match, I like to shuffle to just gain those bubble backs, gain my heals back, and gain my shads back. There's no reason not to shuffle, because there's a lot of rounds on a life where you have a free turn, and it is basically free to just throw on a balance pip and throw out a reshuffle just to gain back that tempo. I packed 4 centaurs, obviously, because of the 40 blade. These are really good. And if you're sitting at max pips, this is a good damage spell if you need to get some damage off. I do really like carrying that. And that is all the life spells I'm going to be carrying. No death spells right now. I do pack 4 of the Rightening the Scales and 3 Eye of Vigilance. This is mainly for death, because death has spells like Ghoul and stuff like that, and it is really good against PvE myth. If you get in that situation, you can counter one of their blades and you will lose no pips as long as you use it correctly. So Eye of Vigilance, super good to pack in main deck as well, especially because one, TC Rochambeaus are banned, and because you can reshuffle all these back. So if you're playing a very slow-paced game, you can reshuffle those back and keep countering. And then I end off my deck with 4 braces. Obviously very standard. You get the 5th brace from the Nightmare Amulet. Super good deck. This is what I'm currently running right now in my matches. That is my main deck. And then for my side, of course, you're going to start off with 3 stun blocks. Very standard. Pretty much every school is going to pack these inside now because of how many Rochambeaus you need in main. Side deck stun blocks. I'm packing 6 tower shields. Very standard, of course. I shouldn't have to explain that. And then for the weaknesses, I am packing 7. Very good to have weaknesses. You can counter a lot of spells. I'm carrying 3 reshuffles because, again, like I said, I like to shuffle around a lot. And I'm packing 4 supernovas. Now, a lot of you guys probably saw this hinted at the beginning when I was running bounce pens, but you have a 1% chance to fizzle supernova. That's fine. You can counter death very well. You can counter ice. If another school is playing extremely defensive against you, like balance or something like that, you can use a pop to break a tower shield. And break the brace. Very good. Super solid to run on a life because of all that and your defensive nature. If someone's trying to go on the offense, you can punish them by popping their aura. I do pack 5 empowers, again, mainly for the balance. I fight a lot of balances. So I like to have a lot of empowers so that if they burn, I can empower and then maybe force into a heal or a counter hit, something like that. And then again, for PvE strats, you always want to have your counters ready for those. I do pack 2 quakes. Now please make sure that you are packing the 85% quakes. These are available in the bazaar. You just kind of snipe them out of the bazaar, but these are way better than the other quakes because, you know, the only myth accuracy you're getting is 2 universal 7s, so you will have 14 accuracy. If you run the normal earthquake, you will have a 6% chance to fizzle those, but with these you are only going to have a 4. And then to finish off my side deck, I do pack 4 death banshees as a blade counter. Super good. You can combo these into weaknesses and stuff like that, and braces to go extremely defensive out of a bad situation. So that is my side deck that I'm running on my life right now. I will be posting more gameplay in the future along with another video of this nature once they do ban heals. You guys, if you do not know about the heal ban that is incoming, I made a video previously about that, so please go watch that. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. If you guys like these types of videos, feel free to drop a sub, drop a comment, let me know, and I will see you guys in the next video.